AOC went to a town hall, and give her some credit for going and actually, being there with only, I think, was like 5 teleprompters. Was it? It was down to 5. That's good. I mean, that is huge progress from the 6 to 8 teleprompters that are out there before. And give her some credit for asking or entertaining questions from the people. And there was a young woman who may well be trolling. And if so, well done. But she may well just be someone who's been mentally abused into being a follower of the Democrat Party, in which case she is a full-on victim, mind control victim. Either way, she asks the most interesting question that's horrifying. And it reminds me of something I'd said about Democrats years before. People who purchased and mentally purchased the whole scenario of the climate catastrophe as communicated by a mentally challenged 14-year-old. And that was that the world is melting. I'd said if that was the case, then people should consume their dogs. Now, I have a dog. We used to have 2. The other one died, and that made me very, very sad. But my argument was this. A medium-sized dog will put out more carbon dioxide than an SUV in its lifetime. And how you justify this? Well, SUVs don't drive around all the time. You turn them off, they're off. They're off most of their life cycle. Dogs don't turn off until God turns them off. So they're always producing carbon dioxide. Dogs don't cure cancer. Dogs don't go out and, invent things. Now, I'm not here to say that dogs aren't important. I think that God created dogs for human beings to enjoy very special relationships. I think we can actually kind of learn things from dogs. I learned about emotional awareness from my dog. She is stupid as the day is long, and she is emotionally as intelligent as any dog I've ever met. So when I said that, people would get outraged. What do you mean eat our dogs? I mean, if you're concerned about the world melting down, eat your dogs, because if you believe carbon dioxide is going to cause that, it makes more sense to eat them than to tend to them. Now, I don't want people to eat dogs. I don't want people to do what this woman suggests they do. And you need to listen very, very carefully for this in a second, and know that this woman's in a war for her mind. She's either a troll, in which case AOC's in a war for her mind, or she is, lost the war. A friend of mine knows what it's like to win battles. They weren't given the opportunity to win wars, but to win battles. And that's Tim Cruikshank, the founder and CEO of Bone Frog Coffee. He was a Navy SEAL. He was a medic attached to the SEAL teams in 3 deployments. He knows what it's like to go out and win battles and to be at risk and to actually fight a battle in Babylon. And as a Christian man, that made an impact on him. Every bag of Bone Frog Coffee says on that God Country team. That's how Tim lives his life. Speaking of team, 2 of his guys now, 2 of his employees, they're at Buds. One went earlier. One is just now, I think, departed for Buds. Tim hires vets, use them every time he can. And he's created a new bag of coffee with a limited time roast. It's called Golden Age. And it honors what President Trump is trying to do around rogue judges and a do-nothing Congress who's imitating AOC, the GOP in the House, what they're trying to get done. And it's called Golden Age. Go try this. Go to bonefrogcoffee.com/Todd. Use promo code Todd to get 10% off all their products and 15% off subscription coffee. And stop fighting the war over coffee. Just go with Bone Frog. bonefrogcoffee.com/Todd, promo code Todd. I want you to listen very closely to the question this woman asks, because I choose not to repeat it. It's that bad of a question. Here we go.
We're going to be here for much long because of the climate crisis. We only have a few months left. I love that you support the Green Deal, but it's not getting rid of fossil fuel. It's not going to solve the problem fast enough. A Swedish professor saying, we can eat dead people, but that's not fast enough. So I think your next campaign slogan has to be this: we got to start eating babies. We don't have enough time. There's too much CO2. All of you, you're a pollutant. Too much CO2. We have to start now, please. You are so great. I'm so happy that you're really supporting the Green Deal, but it's not enough. Even if we would bomb Russia, we still have too many people, too much pollution. So we have to get rid of the babies. That's a big problem. Just stopping having babies is not enough. We need to eat the babies, and this is very serious. Please give a response.
Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. We'll go ahead. Okay. No, we'll go ahead. It's
Look at AOC's eyes. Somewhere in there, there's this human being. Somewhere in AOC, there's a human, and she's concerned. But the look on her face, this is the political calculation in a low bandwidth human. And watch her calculate.
No. Yeah, no. Thank you. So I think.
Yes?
Yeah, no. So one of the things that's very important to us is that we need to treat the climate crisis with the urgency that it does present.
But should we eat?
Luckily, we have more than a few months.
But
we do need to hit net zero in several years.
We're going to eat.
But I think we all need to understand that there are a lot of solutions that we have and that we can pursue, and that if we act in a positive way, there's space for hope.
Yeah, Congresswoman, I just had a follow-up question. Yes, Todd Herman from the Todd Herman Show podcast and Radio America and AFR radio shows. Thank you, Congresswoman, for the question. So are you going to say that we should eat babies? That's what she asked. And you never said, yeah, actually, no. So what we're not going to do is, eat babies. She couldn't. Because the moment you say you can't eat babies, now you have to ask the question, but why? Why not? I mean, if you're pro-abort at all times, why not eat them? Now, that's AOC. And I said that the House GOP is going full on AOC. They are. President Trump has an agenda at stake, and he wants what he calls the big, beautiful bill. Now, I hate the big, beautiful bill. I hate the whole idea of big, beautiful bills. I hate the whole idea of omnibus spending bills. They're insane. They're one of the problems in this country because no one actually reads them. And it's where you hide the cliche is pork. Well, that's how they hid USAID all these years. That's how they hide everything. So I don't want to see this happen. But Speaker Mike Johnson just announced, and by the way, in a yawning and lackadaisical voice, I don't think we're going to see the president's big, bold bill until somewhere around July 4th. But the Republican House, man, they were up to some very, very serious work. I mean, give them some credit. At least they're focused on making the main thing, like, giving congressional awards to hockey teams that played hockey some 45 years ago.
1980 Olympic team, the Congressional Gold Medal, it's the cherry on top. We will never be able to do anything bigger than that. To have that captain say that to me, that's why it was important that I worked on both sides of the aisle, that we got over 290 signatures to get it on the House floor. The Congressional Gold Medal, there's going to be 3 of them minted, Madam Speaker. One is going to go to the ice rink in Lake Placid where they won it. One is going to go to the United States Hockey Hall of Fame in Ellis, Minnesota.
Congressman, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He can reclaim his time. Congressman, we have rogue judges who are acting like they're president of the United States of America. They are unelected bureaucrats who ride herd over a small area of the country, making decisions for the whole area of the country. We've had a judge arrested for being in bed with Trent de Agua. We have active duty servicemen providing security for an underground Trent de Agua club. We've got state employees arrested for human smuggling. And you're talking about hockey? I have a suggestion, Representative Pete Stabauer from Minnesota's 8th District. How about if you make the mint? How about if you buy up some gold, melt it, stamp it, and give it to the hockey team? We can't make their victory any more victorious. We can't make it any more historic. We can't go out and relive it. They're old men. Maybe you could deal with this down the road. You know, after you help President Trump get his agenda through, maybe after that. The House GOP cannot help but reveal themselves for what they are, which is people more than happy to slow walk the agenda of the President of the United States, which incidentally happens to be the agenda of the majority of Republican voters. Never say that Republicans do not have a lasting and enduring habit of snatching defeat straight out of the jaws of victory. Well done, Pete Stabauer.